Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Thanks for being here. It's been a really fun morning for me. It's been nice outside. I got to take a few minutes to walk around, get some fresh air, all that fun stuff. So, do me a favor. First things first. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Help me grow the channel. Really would appreciate that. Smash the likes on the video if you like the content. And then if you want to see a second show that I do, join the Patreon. Scroll on the bottom of the screen and linked in the bottom in the description of the video here. So who we got here today? We got Steven. Good morning. Good morning. Glad you are here. Thanks for joining in. Jim, Bitcoin Management. Thanks for jumping in. Tom, as usual. Good morning. And Bitcoin Ben. Thanks for being here. We got Bitcoin Ben in the house, everyone. All right. We got default location. Good morning. Good morning. Who else do we got in here? You guys have been having fun, having conversation. This is fantastic. See? Join the live chat, everyone. We have a fun time with conversating with each other. I get to talk to people, get to kind of have comments in the show, whatnot, things like that. So, Sam Storm, good morning, sir. Good morning. Jeff, good morning. Good morning. Who else? Who else? Who else? Kim, good morning. Thanks for being here, everyone. You guys are awesome. Fantastic having you guys here today. So, see a little bump this morning. So it's kind of fun to see things taking a little more in the positive direction for crypto, although we all know this is going to happen here. So yeah, I actually forgot what I titled the show today, so we're just going to have fun with it, if that's okay with you guys. It's kind of fun time to actually just get out here and enjoy the conversation. So anyways, thanks for being here. You guys are amazing. It's been fantastic. So let's jump right in here. So today we've noticed Bitcoin has hit the 1 week high. It jumped to 63. What did it jump to? Of $63,000 this morning. Fantastic. It's a nice little bump. The really unique thing about this is the RSI. And that is where we get to see that pressure building. Once it kind of breaks, once it hits out of the RSI gets to shift in different directions. So that to me is kind of important. It's something that's an indicator that I watch with the pricing, just from a technical analysis around it. But what's more unique and interesting, I want to say, I read it somewhere. I don't remember where I read it. In about a week, maybe 2 weeks, don't quote me on that. I think that's about when MasterCard's saying that they're going to start enabling the features that they've announced around cryptocurrency processing payments and whatnot inside of their platform. If I couldn't find the article I read on it, so I could be wrong on the timing, but it's coming soon. And I think a lot of this is has to do with that kind of bump. Also, you got MicroStrategies who's still buying. You've got El Salvador who's still pushing. You've got Brazil that's looking into jumping into this and into cryptocurrency, making it legal tender. You've got our government freaking out about it. We'll cover that here in a little bit. They're scared, guys. They are scared out of their mind. They can't control. They can't control it, and it's beautiful to watch them squirm. They're like cockroaches. When you shine a light in the room, they just scatter. That's a good way to put it. They're all a bunch of different cockroaches. It's fantastic to watch them squirm in their seats as they sit there and go, what do we do? What do we do? How do we control this? Well, they can't control it. So anyways, I don't know what the high is going to be here really soon, but this is very unique and interesting information here. Miners themselves have become accumulators in 2021, with only May's China debacle causing a rift in the trend. So here's the interesting thing. When the miners don't release their coins that they've minted, what happens to the market? It goes up. You know why? Because the exchanges, the over-the-counters, they don't have liquidity. They can't get it they can maybe buy it from another exchange themselves and then hopefully sell it for a higher price. Sure, that might work. But typically what they would do is the over-the-counters, especially the over-the-counters, and then the exchanges, they would go and they would buy from the miners. Well, as you see here, the miners have continually accumulated instead of selling off. That's a big deal, okay? It is interesting to think about how we close. It went close. Sorry. It's interesting to think about that squeeze. Us, we're not letting it go. We're squeezing it. We're holding it tight. We're not letting it go. You got to understand when the liquidity dries up in the exchanges, when the liquidity dries up in the over the counters, and we're not selling, people are going to want to buy this, and they're going to go to the exchanges, and they're going to put a buy order in for $200,000, $300,000, $500,000. Someone will then eventually sell the 1 or 2 Bitcoins for that. But you got to understand, we're coming into a time where we will be able to effectively write the check on this. Now, that price point will not just be if you need to have the stability behind the scenes around the actual market cap growing, okay, for those prices to stick. Sure, that'll be a price spike. You'll see a candlestick just jump when someone does that kind of thing. But the market cap is coming, and the major money is starting to come in to this space, and it's a beautiful sight to see. And Plan B, looking at his wonderful stock to flow chart here. What's unique about the way he does this, and a lot of people give him crap for it. Some people recently been giving him crap for it, saying that we're not going to hit the $135,000 mark. I actually think we may overshoot it. The reason I think we may overshoot it is because when you hit $100,000 in a lot of people's minds, psychologically speaking, the $100,000 mark is a spring point, is a jump point. Have to have my coffee. My amazing, beautiful wife brought that to me earlier. I was in the middle of a bunch of other meetings, and I was like, I really need some coffee before my show. And she kindly, as always, went and she grabbed my cup, didn't even say anything, just walked up, got me some coffee, and brought it back. So absolutely amazing. Thank you for doing that, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Anyways, Plan B has been recently poked at, I'll say, around his price predictions. I actually think that that you'll see Bitcoin hit the $100,000 price point. You'll see a bunch of people sell, and then it'll drop a tiny bit, and then it'll be one of those psychological triggers for people. Once it hits that, people will look at that and go, or organizations mainly, big money mainly, will look at that and go, okay, it actually hit that price point. How far is this going to go? I showed you guys on my Patreon yesterday a video clip of Michael Saylor doing an interview with CNBC, I think, where he effectively pointed out that Bitcoin's going to never stop going up. And mathematically speaking, technically, it's not. If people hold on to their crypto and then they start lending it out or taking loans on it, they're never going to let it go. Put it in a trust, pass it down to their kids, build some sort of residual with it, something like that. Those types of things are where you get to decide what your future looks like with crypto. And the reason I say that is because Bitcoin in particular is going to end up being the world reserve when it comes to cryptocurrency. What is it? Cliff High talks about this. You're going to see countries settle debts between each other, and it's going to be done with Bitcoin. There's only one Bitcoin. There's thousands of other cryptocurrencies, and most of the cryptocurrencies that you have out there are blockchains. They're technology. They're businesses, for-profit businesses, building a technology to go and solve a real-world problem. That's what they're doing with it. You got Ethereum, you got EOS. I mean, crap, people are building games on blockchains, and that's actually really cool. I've been looking into that recently. One of the articles I have here in a second, we'll go through, kind of talks through kind of talk through the gaming industry and how it's actually starting to explode when it comes to having decentralized gaming. Bitcoin Ben, listening while as I work. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. You are fantastic. Let's see who else here. Let's see, Jeff. I think it'll hit before the end of the year, and then it'll go up to like $500,000. Yeah, that might end up happening. So what stock to flow Plan B here talks through, and I don't have the chart. He's specific or the the text. I think it's by the end of November, it's going to be $98,000, and then by the end of December, $135,000. He's not doing this off of emotional data, guys. He's doing this off of blockchain data. This is the important piece that people forget about cryptocurrency. Yes, it acts like a stock market. It has the ups and downs like a stock market. Great. Here's the thing, guys. It has blockchain underneath it. Blockchain is the computer. Bitcoin and or other cryptocurrencies is the operating system. The smart contracts would be your applications that you use inside the operating system. It's just all, to me, this is my technical mind. It's a computer that's everywhere and nowhere. I say that because it's decentralized and distributed. Those two pieces can be distributed. It can be decentralized. You can have decentralized databases all day long. But when you distribute that database, it becomes very, very complex. And the way this stuff's set up, blockchain technology is set up, it's phenomenal technology. If you take stock to flow and you point it to the blockchain data and you don't worry about the stock market aspects of it, the numbers don't lie. And that's the cool part about what he's done. And why I actually pay very close attention to what he's saying with it. He's really not wrong with this. He's really not. I mean, you see where it's heading next, right? Okay. The reason it's constantly going up here is because it's mathematically designed to decrease the available supply. And then economics 101, people, lower supply, demand stays the same or goes up, the price and or value and purchasing power of the asset will increase. It's mathematically built in. But anyways, I wanted to kind of cover this other stuff here as well. So a lot of people have actually Bitcoin. Ben, you've mentioned this. Amazon is looking to expand its crypto digital services. Forget Facebook. Actually, Ben, you talked about this at your conference. The whole metaverse type thing, where you have that VR environment. People are not going to want to leave, kind of thing. Yeah, that's Facebook just did that. Here we go. We'll see how well it actually takes off and how well people are receptive to it. I don't know if they will be or not, but I would not put it past this society as we have it today. So anyways, where was it? Yeah, Amazon is looking to hire a specialist to foster digital assets underwriting and transaction processing custody in the cloud, according to a recent job posting. Processing custody in the cloud, so they're looking to custodian crypto. Who was it that said they're looking at building a wallet? Oh yeah, that was also Bitcoin, Ben. Buddy, I don't know where you're getting your information, but kind of cool to think about. I actually kind of looked into it as well from my sources. They're definitely looking into building a wallet, and why not? They're the retailer of the internet. They're the retailer of everything. And I sell crypto. Makes sense. The thing is, though, is they're going to hook, line, and sinker you, and you got to be very, very careful with how you buy, what kind of information about yourself you give up. That kind of stuff is very, very, very interesting to me whenever these big businesses kind of look into this and they go, yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to make you comply with everything that everyone wants you to do. Got to be careful. Just be careful with what you give up as far as your information is concerned. So here's an interesting one. Crypto exchange Kraken promises to list Shiba Inu on Tuesday and asks the Shiba army to vote on it. Kraken said it would list Shiba Inu on its platform on Tuesday if it got 2,000 Twitter likes. That happened within like 20 minutes. I've mentioned this before. I say it in most of my shows. I do not give you financial advice. I do not give you legal advice or tax advice. Do your own research. Hopefully this is a form of education for you guys, a thought-provoking exercise, entertainment even. So, Samstorm, unfortunately, I think privacy is long gone. You are not joking, sir. With the stuff that I've learned throughout the years and the things that I was trained to do, I'm really rusty at it right now. You have no idea how very little privacy you have. It's disgusting. Our information, our data creates metadata, and the metadata is what gets sold. So that's data about data. So we create data, the data about data goes out and goes everywhere. And it's kind of sold to the highest bidder. It's frustrating. Anyways. And it's frustrating. Anyways, I think it's interesting that Kraken's looking to list Shiba. Shiba came out of nowhere. There were initially a meme coin, some joke coin to kind of give Dogecoin a run for its money or take market share from Dogecoin. And then they went and created a swap. And then they went and created the capability to stake. And then they went and created other coins with limited supplies for staking. And then they created an NFT platform. Yeah, they went and actually created an ecosystem, and they have massive amount of following. What happened there? I don't know. That one came out of nowhere, and it surprised the daylights out of me, and I know it surprised a lot of you guys. It's been up a tremendous amount in speculative value. If you're in it, please just be careful. Keep a very close eye on it. You know, it is an actual platform. It is an actual ecosystem, and big exchanges are looking at listing it. Robinhood was rumored to have been thinking about putting it on their platform, and these kinds of things really, really, really make a market go boom, and that's what's happening here. The thing is that I saw it somewhere, and it's not in any of these articles, that people are like, oh, when Shiba hits $1, it'll be amazing. Yeah, but you'll have like a 250. This is an arbitrary number, but just keeping numbers round. You'll have a $250 trillion market cap just for Shiba. Let that sink in. The amount of Shiba that was minted, I think it was 1 quadrillion or something like that. It was a ton. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, is that the initial owner of it burned 50%, then gave the other 50% to Vitalik Buterin, who donated like a certain percentage of it to some COVID relief fund thing, and then burned the rest. So the available supply is actually very limited, but there's tons and tons and tons of them out there. So I don't know. This one's for me, it's a yet to be remain to be seen. I'm talking about it just saying, hey, market adoption, please be careful. Take it with a grain of salt. Jump in it, cool, whatever. Just be very careful if you're going to do it. So anyways, as I mentioned before, this rise in value, not price, value, scares the bejeebies out of the Treasury and out of the Biden administration and out of the Federal Reserve. And it's interesting, very interesting to me, that they want to do stablecoin legislation. They're not talking about cryptocurrency regulation. You know why? They can't regulate an already regulated system. Blockchain technology is built-in regulation. Sorry. Had to cough really hard there for a second. Didn't want to blow y'all's eardrums out, so you did it real quick. So they're freaking out. Now, why can they regulate stablecoins? Well, stablecoins are supposed to be backed by $1-for-$1 US dollars for the most part. Most stablecoins. Or fiat. Let's just call it fiat because other countries can do the same thing. Stablecoins are effectively backed by fiat. Well, they're actually not. I think USDT and USDC have some US fiat behind it, but they also have bonds and other stocks and things like that behind it as well, backing the environment. And the US Treasury is freaking out because they are probably going to be setting up their own CBDC here soon. They know that's being discussed. They're looking into it heavily. Actually, the Federal Reserve really is doing it in tandem with Treasury. But they're look at current stablecoins as competitors to what they're going to release. So they're going to try and front run this and get ahead of it and regulate it. Oh, yeah. Samstorm, you're correct. Banks don't like stablecoins earning interest at places like Celsius and Nexo. The reason they don't like it is because you can take your money out of their system, put it into Nexo or Celsius or others like that, and actually earn a residual income if you have enough. There are blockchain platforms, stakeable platforms. Look at Matic, or Polygon is its name, but its ticker is the Matic. Look at that. It's turning 23% right now. 23% return. And you get to enjoy if you lock purchasing power into something like that. Let's say, think about it like renting or buying a rental property. You want to rent your house out? Okay, take $200,000-$300,000, whatever the cost of the home would typically be. Go lock it into something like Matic, and then you get like 23% return. How much? I mean, that's more than you're ever going to make on a monthly basis. Your payment on a monthly basis would be double or triple to start with than you would by renting it out. And by the way, this is really cool part about this. As the underlying asset value increases, your underlying rewards increase. So your monthly payments out of that asset increase as well. You guys know about the Divi project. You know about the Masternode funds. That is not going away. That type of environment is the net new version for people to get in here and build a residual income and build wealth for themselves. In the US Treasury, they're freaking out about stable coins. Really, I don't know why. Probably because it's the only thing they can actually go after. Because they can't regulate something they don't create or have any kind of connection with. I guess you can regulate a stable coin because it interacts one-to-one with a dollar. It's supposed to. And therefore, since they can regulate the dollar, they can regulate stablecoins. I guess that's what they're doing. I don't really know the reason behind how they're doing it. But at the end of the day, they actually can't regulate the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Litecoin. They can't regulate blockchain technology platforms like Ethereum or EOS or Neo or Tron or any of these other generalized blockchain platforms because it's technology before it's ever money. It's a monetized token. I guess you can think of it as a stock that you can spend. So it's both value in the company that's building the platform, and it's also spendable or tradable. They've never seen anything like this. And because it's decentralized and distributed, they have no idea what to do with it. And we're going to have that fork. It's going to literally the technological fork for software. The software forks off. Basically, the original keeps going, and the other one forks off and creates another branch. And then you get builders who build in that other branch. And at some point down the road, when they build the net new system and everything's kind of going on, they can push it back into the production branch if they want to, and it continues on with that net new environment. Or you have a complete segregation, complete break off, and the codes go in their opposite directions. One or two of those things are going to happen when it comes to the monetary system and really society as a whole around the world. Humanity has an opportunity right now to free themselves from any type of banking control, probably forever. I won't say for sure, but probably. I'm sure there's some way. I mean, God's real, Satan's real. The workers of iniquity are here on the earth, and this is their prison. So, I mean, they probably find a way to get around it. But yes, default location, exactly. It's a new paradigm. It is a fundamental paradigm shift in the thought process and the way people do and think and operate. And this is also another argument here that that stablecoins are a compelling payment option, but they need to be regulated. So this is where you both have Janet Yellen and what's his face? The guy who's over the Fed. I don't brain farting right now. Ben, exactly. Creative destructions gone digital. Exactly. Anyways, yeah. So stable coins, you got USDT, you got USDC. These are methods that a lot of people right now get in and out of cryptocurrency. And when I say that is, some people will go and they'll take profits by going into a stablecoin. And then when they want to get back into something or move it into something else, they'll take that locked value and they'll move it into the next crypto that they want to be in, or back into the crypto once it comes down to accumulate more, et cetera, et cetera. People also use that. They'll go to an exchange, they'll sell their Bitcoin. Hopefully they don't sell their Bitcoin, but other stuff. For that stable coin, they'll take that stable coin and they'll go to an on and off ramp like Coinbase or like Kraken or like these other places that allow your bank account to be attached to it. They'll trade that USDC coin into fiat and then deposit it into the bank account. Now, a lot of people look at how am I going to get out of the system? What is my exit strategy? You hear that a lot in the crypto space. Guys, crypto is the exit strategy out of the fiat system. Do you understand? Crypto is the freedom from the banking system. Putting money back into the banking system is how you keep it alive. Does that make sense? We have an opportunity to bleed the banking system dry, Bitcoin and other cryptos soaking up that fiat currency for real digital, I got the hiccups, for real digital value backed by a decentralized computer that is everywhere and yet nowhere, that is immutable and can't be stopped. That's actually pretty cool. That is how you get the system to stop. You should just stop using it. You want the banking system to die? You want it to go away? You want all the crazy stuff happening around be very careful here. Around the banking system as we know it, as it's been set up, the way out of it is crypto. They can't regulate it. They can't stop you. No matter how hard they try, they've tried. Look at China. They've tried. Look at the other countries who've banned it. They've tried. It doesn't work because it can't be stopped. They say that because you're a U.S. citizen, you can't go and do stuff in other or be part of these other exchanges. Well, yeah, you can. You can't stop the internet. You can't block it. Especially if you're technical, they can't stop you at all. Do you understand that crypto is the exit strategy? That's what that means. You don't need to exit strategy yourself out of crypto. I mean, and this is not financial advice. Do what you want, but you can't get yourself, unless you want to do gold and silver. Now, I know you could lock your value into gold and silver. Actually, Tom, you just said that. Gold if you want more wealth, and maybe into silver. Yes, more of a savings account. Think about crypto as your everyday spending, using, trading, whatever, and then gold and silver being physically holding it, literally touching your hands with it, being your savings account, your method by which you store your value for generations to come. That's gold and silver has been money for the past more than 5,000 years. On my website, also, I think it's linked in the description below, the Astra Blockchain Consulting, under the resource tab, near the very bottom, there's The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. Goes through lots of different things, mostly monetary history. Valuable information for people who do not understand where we have been from a monetary perspective, globally speaking, and where we are going. At first, the guy's a gold silver bug. Owns a company selling and buying gold. And at first, he was very against cryptocurrency in the series. It's a 10-part series. But towards the end, he dedicates an entire session specifically to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology or distributed ledger technology, because there are other types of similar technological advancements around having a ledger of sorts. Particularly, he covers Hedera Hashgraph, and I've actually met with the Hashgraph guys and talked through several different things and kind of grilled them actually on their platform and stuff like that. So it's an interesting platform. I don't see it really going anywhere from a technology perspective, being widely used. I could be wrong, you know. At one point, I know that the largest payment processing system for the largest credit union in the world, or systems, credit union system, so multiple, like a conglomerate of credit unions, were using it in their background to do their payments around, between each other and stuff like that. So I don't know. It could go somewhere, but as far as the technology is concerned, I'm looking at being a technologist. I'm looking at the technology underneath, going, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if you guys mature it some, it might make sense, but I don't know. But anyways, Mike Maloney does a really, really good job explaining monetary history. He does a really, really good job actually explaining cryptos. He does a lot of visuals. He does actually a decent job. So, anyways, I forgot where I was going with that. So, with that, I am late for another meeting, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the show here. If you'd like to hear Papa Joe Unfiltered, join the Patreon show. It's scrolling on the bottom of the screen here. It's also linked in the description of the channel or the video. I set that to $5 a month. It's like the lowest I can get it there. And the reason it's there is so that I can list a video and not be concerned about everything I say. So Papa Joe Unfiltered. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful afternoon and you guys have a blessed day. We'll talk to you soon.